I'm being joined by the Chairman and Secretary of ITLF, the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, a conglomeration of all the recognized tribal bodies of Churachandpur. Thank you for joining us, sir. My first question is that Churachandpur has seen a lot of unrest lately, and there has been protest at regular intervals. For our audience who are not from Manipur, who are outside Manipur, can you please explain what is the prime cause of all the unrest and what are your demands?
The unrest in our district is mainly due to the treatment that we receive from the majority community in our state, like the lands that we are very much dear to us, that is very dear to us, and which had been occupied since time immemorial, has been tried by the government of Manipur to snatch away from us. That without the knowledge of our chief, or without the knowledge of the people, because in the international, in the United Nations Declaration of Indigenous People, everything should be done with the prior informed consent. But all that are not there. The government did everything they want at Imphal and just to impose upon the people. How can we accept this? That's why our anger starts when we know all this. In all the Gazette, it was written about 1936, 1950, 1951, 1976. But if all that are there, why should not there be the government's notification in the newspapers? We don't receive. Land firstly, and in the second, we are ST. Now the majority population in Manipur, they are general, SC, OBC, and if they still get ST, that means every of the privilege, discrimination privilege that we receive is supposed to be theirs. So where should we go? What should we have the chance to improve our status? That's what we are. That has angered us. We voiced several times, but nothing was addressed by this Manipur government. That's why we need to take to the streets. We need to voice. Otherwise, our voices are not heard. We had been sending memorandums to the center. We had been sending memorandums and voice to the state government long time back, but nothing was addressed.
Okay. So, the whole anger and resentment, it all started from the forest demarcation process. And although we have seen a lot of protests in the recent past, and as well today as well, there was a huge protest going on. What, according to you, are the government intention behind all this?
As per assumption is that, like, as my friend have said, like, without the consent, without informing the people, because we've been living time immemorial in these lands, it's ours. But like recently, like forest protection, in the name of forest protection or reserve forests. So government has issued orders for eviction of this. So the people get panicky, and so we are organizing this rally to show our dissatisfaction with the government attitude towards us.
But what is what do you think is the government's intention behind declaring the forest, demarcating the forest area without the consent of the village elders and the people and all the union bodies?
So this is to grab our lands, the tribal lands, because we have the protection of our lands constitutionally in 371C, tribal rights and land, everything has been there to safeguard all these things. But legally, they cannot touch all these things. So in the name of forests, in the name of forest protection reserve and all. So what we think is that the government is trying to grab our tribal lands.
Sir, I would come to you with my third question. Despite so many protests taking place, and we have not seen much discussion at the political level.
Mhm.
So, in fact, the Chief Minister had said the last protest that took place where things turned violent was an internal issue that was restricted to the district itself. What is your take on this?
It is never an internal issue. We don't have internal issues here. If it is internal issues, then you will see that you will not see such huge turnout. Everybody's heart now with the intentions that the government has done towards our land, number one, and towards our rights, number two. And we are since we had been deprived of our rights here in the state, and our issues are never been addressed by the government. Only what come to us is only a piece of what out of a large sum of development or care that has the government sent to us. We are getting only a little, and besides, no internal issues within our MLS, within all the tribes living together here, and it is just time to marginalize our issues. You will find how our brothers in other districts did also today. In all the hill districts, it was done as the same you have seen here in Churachandpur. No internal issues. We are one. We are united.
Also, we have since today's rally was quite peaceful, but in the past, what we have seen is that most rallies end up taking a violent turn. Why do you think such violence always has a role to play in such rallies? And do you think that it is because of lack of representation in the political front? I would come to you with this question.
Actually, like the previous shutdown where some violence took place. See, like the government have so many programs for the hills, like Go to the Hill program. So what the people think is that after submitting many petitions about our problems, go to what the people believe is now, and they will have a program like Go to the Hills and like not giving them development. Instead, like go to the village, go to the hills and destroy them. So some eviction has also taken place, and there are many other villages in queue to be evicted. So the people find it difficult to accept those political people to set foot on our soils. So the people call it a shutdown in protest to show against their grievances. So some violence is taking place and the youths, among the youths, because they are not acceptable to us.
Okay, I would come to you with the second part of the question. So do you think there is a lack of representation at the political level for the people of the tribal people?
I should say yes. And on the other side, I should say no. But the reason is that Manipur Legislative Assembly comprises of 60 MLS, out of which only 20 are representing the tribals. Even if our representatives voice in the assembly, majority always defeat our representatives. Maybe land regulation or anything else that was moved in the assembly. That's why I just feel that our representatives are very much capable, but their voice are not heard. Though we had Article 371C, that is a constitutional body where the hill areas administration, development, everything has to be taken place. The government, where 60 out of 60, 40 MLS belongs to the majority group, all our rights are bypassed. And it was neglected. And the governor is supposed to be reporting twice every year, but that was also not done for more than 2-3 decades now.
See, like for our tribal areas, anything related with tribal lands, then it has to go through Hill Area Committee. Without their consent, nothing can be proceeded. But the present government is ignoring all those constitutional rights that we are having.
So, the timing of the forest demarcation was done, and also the clearing of the ST status demand. Do you think there's a linkage between both the issues?
Yeah, it is linkage. There is linkage. The reason is that forests, with the ambition of grabbing our lands, the forest, all this came up. And the demand for ST by the majority community is the aim to grab lands. So there is a great linkage. The thing is that forest department, they are not following all the procedure that they have to do. Because in Indian Forest Act 1927, clause 6, it is clearly written that the forest settlement officer has to notify the areas that has to be covered, but nothing was done. Till now, I myself had also had filed a RTI to the forest department. Till now, nothing, no reply came. Only the notification, one after another. But the process, there is procedural lapses. So the demand for ST is also planned to grab our land, and the forest department doing eviction notification after notification is also planned to grab our land.
Okay. And so what is the next step going to be in legal terms? Have the tribal bodies come to any conclusion, taking maybe approaching the court on this?
Yeah, we are approaching the court now. On the other side, we approached the Prime Minister once already through memorandum. The Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Home Minister, Honorable Forest Minister, Indian Forest Minister, National Commission for ST, and even to the BJP party. That's why, since it is the BJP government, if nothing was done to our demands in the hill areas, we will not opt for BJP party anymore also, because it is against the tribals. Why BJP, as a central government and the state government, why they don't take care of the minority groups? It pains us so much. So the linkage is also there. Plus, the plan is not in their discussion. Also, we have seen very clearly that the discussion is the main aim is not the ST, but it is land. It is very, very clearly mentioned there in their discussion, the Meitei groups. No?
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure talking to you, sirs. Well, we have seen protests in the past, and also there was a massive rally earlier today where thousands of protesters came out in the streets that included students, various union bodies, associations and civil societies, and expressing their resentment against the forest demarcation and the demand for ST status for the Meitei community. What turn is it going to take in the near future? Only time will tell. With camera person Mukut Medhi, I'm Kalyan Deb reporting from Churachandpur in Manipur for EastMojo.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.